Hello, folks. Okay, so here's the first of the videos. I'm going to do it with the Z8, and it's if you can see the Sony, it's to the left, the big camera that says Nikon. So to your lower left at the bottom. So anyway, in fact, I can do this. Let's see, Sony's right. Yeah, we'll just do it that way because Sony is almost straight. There it is. Okay. So let's go to the first one. Okay, folks. So I got the VR on the Z8. This is the My Key. And I'm just moving around. It's 4K 30, just like on the Z30. I'm just moving it around. I didn't even put on the tripod this time. I don't think I need it. So I'm looking at distortion. I still see a little, but it's not that bad like it did before. Okay? So this is at 4K 30. I got it at 16 by 9. So now I'm going to try to see if I can do 8K. Okay, this is at 8K. With this lens on the My Key adapter. Okay? So everything is a lot smaller. And it's at f1.8. Still see a little distortion. Okay? Especially when it gets to the edges. But still, it's amazing that this lens is working on this camera in 8K. Okay, I'm using this adapter. It's the My Key adapter in 8K. I think it's in 8K. Yep, it sure is 8K. Wow. And it's at f1.8, 1/30th of a shutter speed. Who would have known? 11 millimeter wide. I don't know if you can see any vignetting. You probably will after I get it in post. But as you can see, everything is sharp and clear. Let's get close with it. So you hardly see any flaring. It's pretty well controlled. Interesting. Yep. Okay, folks. I got the NX Studio working. So I'm showing different pictures. And you can see when it's in 8K, you'll see the barrel distortion. And I'm just going to scroll them real quick. This is the Sony 11 millimeter f1.8, okay, at 8K. Just taking some pictures. And you can tell by the vignetting in the corners. But it's pretty clear. It's an APS-C lens on a Nikon full frame camera. I have used the My Key and the Megadapt ETZ adapters. This is the on the and you can see a vignette when I turn the camera over like at portrait instead of landscape. So, and I think this is in crop mode now. But the Mega adapter is the ETZ11 adapter, the first one. It is autofocus. I do have another adapter, Tech Art, but it doesn't work on crop sensor cameras. And it's not autofocus. They got a newer one that can. So you see it's still a little barrel distortion with 11mm, but still it's doing a good job. Just going through the pictures. I'm not going to describe, what I shot it at. It won't have the correct settings anyway. But still, wide field of view, 11mm on the full frame. And I believe these are shot at 4K. Let me just make sure. Yeah. And it thinks it's a 50mm when actually it's 11mm. So I can't, you're just looking at the images. So you can see when I get into 8K, you see the barrel distortion. I have a couple of videos on here too. So I tried it in different modes with different adapters. And I'm trying to read my screen, but it's so tiny since it's 8K. I have to get a magnifying glass. And I can read it. It's at f1.8, 1/250th of shutter speed. Yeah, the VR is on. Z8. Yeah, it's not telling you anything. Okay, but you can tell when it's an 8K. That's all I'm saying, okay? Yeah, we're almost done. Now where this is going to shine is on the Z30. Now on this one, yeah. So when I have it in 4K, it will say the 11mm and 1/30th of a shutter speed. Yeah, everything is correct. So when you put it in 8K, it doesn't recognize. But when you put it in 4K, the lens works fantastic. Okay? That's the only difference. And you don't want to see the vignette in anyway. But I thought I'd show you. And this is with the, I don't think it tells me what adapter. No. Or if I look over here, it does. On the left-hand side. 7mm. No, it isn't. Okay. So anyway, my bad. So see, it looks great in 4K with this adapter. Now you can see where I went to 8K again. But still, if you zoom this up a little bit, let's say 100%, okay? No vignetting. but this is at 8K. And these are raw files. And this is at 100%. So you don't see any vignetting. I can go to the minus part. That looks a little bit better. Yeah. So I have to go just one up. Now you can see more of the picture. And that's it. That's the movie. And you already saw that. Now if I can get my mouse over here. Oh, yes. Okay, I don't know what happened, but I'm recording this again without the microphone. This is 4K 30 on the Z30 with all the vignetting and distortion. So I'm trying to see if there's, it looks pretty good right now. I had it off earlier with the pictures, but as you can see, there's just a little, okay? especially when you look at this and I go to the left or to the right, you see a little barrel distortion, but basically it's doing good. And I'm using the Mikey adapter. This is the Z30. And hopefully my voice is good. Usually it is with this camera. Never have to worry about it. Okay. Let's use the other adapter now. Okay. This is the Mikey adapter. It wasn't, I used the Mega adapter, the E to Z adapter, and I had it in the wrong case. So this is actually the Mikey adapter. For barrel distortion, it's not too bad. You still get some. 4K 30. It's in program priority. I am going to put it in that, aperture in the movie mode and see what happens. Okay, this is aperture priority at f1.8, and it takes care of the shutter speed, so it's at 1/50th. You can see the ceiling fans going on. I got two fans going. See if the ZF overheats, but it doesn't. So there's the 100-400. There's the 85mm f1.2, the 135 plana f1.8, and then the 105 macro f2.8. The 50 is over here on the Z6 II. 40mm on the Z5. The I think it's the f2.8 on the Z7 II, and the 50mm f1.8 on the ZF. And of course I got my favorite wide APS-C lens, the 12-28 for these cameras. Now I can put the video file on with the Z30. Okay folks, so I only did half. So I did the Nikon part with the two different adapters, the Megadapt ETZ11 adapter, and then the Mikey ET, or E to C, I should say, adapter. And they have autofocus. It worked good. AK was a little bit different with the barrel distortion, but when you took pictures, you can crop it a little bit, but yeah, 4K is the max for this lens. I showed different ways where when viewing in NX Studio, you just crop it in a little bit to remove the barrel distortion. But anyway, it did a great job. And now this is the end of part 1. Part 2 is coming up with the Sony cameras, the ZVE1 and the ZVE10. But I hope you enjoyed it. I made a few mistakes. I put the adapter in the wrong case. And I got a little mixed up which one was which. But anyway, they perform the same, basically. The stills was excellent on the Z30 because it was a crop sensor camera. and at 4K 30 and ran great. So now I'll show you the videos and pics on the Sony in part 2. So thank you for watching. Remember, stay safe, keep smiling. Until next time, I shall see you then. And I'm on the Z7 II 50mm. So part 2 coming up. Bye, folks.